Hi, and welcome to this video on the anger iceberg. Now, this is not a new idea. There's lots of stuff on the internet about this. And frankly, most of my videos have other elements on that you can find online. None of this was invented by me. However, I'm excited about it. And so here's going. Iceberg model of anger. So by this point, most of us know, I would hope, we are, I think, mostly Canadians here, and so we know what icebergs are. And we know that according to theory, much of the iceberg lives under the water. And so one of the realities is that when we think about all the emotions that we can have in the world, there's a bunch of them. But there's one that we notice most, and that is anger. And I was really surprised to learn in my late 20s, way too late, that anger is actually a secondary emotion. It's not the thing, right? Anger is something that we feel when we feel something else. And so anger is kind of that thing which lets us know something's not right, right? It's more like the check engine in our car, right? It pops on, you go, oh boy, something's wrong, but the thing that's wrong isn't the fact that the light went on. The fact is that there's something going wrong in the engine, and that's what we're worried about, not about the light. We don't go to the thing and say, oh no, you've got to turn this light off. No, it's like, hey, something might be wrong with my engine. Can you take a look? Right? So same thing with anger. Anger isn't the thing when and that's what kind of the challenge with anger management is, that we're being asked just to deal with, depending on the quality of the program, deal with just kind of what's going on up here, right? Okay, so manage your anger, breathe, take a time out, do all that kind of stuff. And but that's really dealing with our emotions in one of the harder places it is to deal with our emotions. It's when we're feeling them strongly. And so what we need to do is we need to recognize that anger actually reflects something going wrong underneath. And so one of the realities is that we feel angry about things. So one of the things that we can feel angry about is when we're frustrated, right? So in another video, I used the example of somebody leaving garbage on the kitchen counter. We can get angry about that sort of thing. And that can be quite a normal response. Who left the garbage on the counter? Right? That can be the kind of thing that we do. Really, what we are is frustrated. Maybe we're feeling disrespected. Maybe we are feeling demoralized. Right? Let down. We can feel a sense of injustice. Right? There's a whole bunch of feelings that can go on underneath anger. Now, anger is one of those things which we're taught is an acceptable emotion, certainly for men, when we're being brought up. We're taught the three emotions, sad, mad, and glad, right? So, really rich emotional spectrum there. And the challenge for a lot of us, it's not totally a gendered problem, lots of women have this issue as well, is they've never been taught to look underneath, to go on and say, what is actually going on for me? What is the anger telling me? And so if I believe that anger is a response to something, some sort of injustice, some sort of experience of vulnerability, that's a big one, right? If we feel vulnerable, we can get angry because it's a way of defending ourselves, of putting up armor against the world. And if we start digging down and figuring out, oh, okay, so I get angry when I feel disrespected. I get angry when I feel vulnerable. I get angry when I don't feel good enough, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not measuring up. I've let you down. We can get angry about those things. The challenge, of course, is remembering that the anger is a warning. It's an awareness thing. It gives us energy to deal with whatever it is that's actually going on. So be careful when you feel anger to not just jump to the conclusion that I'm angry because of this thing that's in front of me. Typically we're angry because of something we believe is going on inside of us. And if you want to look more into that, you can see the Managing Emotions video. But essentially something unpleasant is going on beneath the surface. And I would encourage you to spend more time being concerned with what's underneath the surface than with what's going on top. And what we'll find is as we address these things, as we begin to work through what's going on down here, our anger will come off and will die down, because the point of the anger is to promote the resolution of something going on underneath the surface. Just like once you get the engine fixed, the check engine light doesn't come on anymore, right? These things are connected. So it says that the anger is pointing to something important that we want to deal with underneath the surface. It's a signpost and it's a motivator. When that check engine light comes on, I'm booking an appointment to bring it into the car fixer people, automotive people, somebody who fixes cars, auto car repair people. Anyway, so if you need help fixing this, there are people out there that do this for a living. Me for one, but also counselors, faith leaders, mentors, our spouses, our parents. There are people out there who can help us walk through this stuff. We don't have to do it alone. We don't have to kind of always know what's going on for ourselves. We can ask for help, and I would encourage you to do that. So now you know that anger is a signpost to what's going on beneath the water. And I would encourage you to think about and begin to address what it is that's going on underneath when you get angry. So thanks for watching this video, and I just encourage you to spend some time, maybe talk to your friends or your spouse, find out what's going on for you when you get angry and what that's like for them, and begin to get motivated to address what lies below the surface.